Folks, welcome to the after show.
Yeah.
We gonna run it. It's a few things that we didn't get to in the show, and that's what the after show is for. We go over what we ran out of time, what we didn't talk about because we ran out of time, and hopefully my brain will catch up with my mouth, and I won't sound like a babbling idiot for the next 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, let me just point out the fact that, and because you mentioned this, but for people that are watching that may not be privy to it, there used to be records behind you, Mike.
Yes. So pardon my mess. I am in the process of adding some lights overhead to make the video look better, new cameras. So that I had to rearrange some things. The shelves were stacked too high, so I had to bring those down. And I've got generally things where I want them. Now I got to break out the power tools and do some other stuff. But if you could see that way, it's a nightmare. It's like wires and poles and all kinds of shit over there. So I got to just set enough where we could do the show today. And then next Saturday, it'll look drastically different in this space.
Gotcha. One of these days, I'm gonna just do the show from outside. I'm gonna sit out either in the backyard or right in the front so my neighbors can see me, so I can talk shit about them.
And that motherfucker over there, that's the motherfucker
there. And my dog hates that motherfucker there. I don't know what it is about him, but I trust my dog, so.
Can we talk about former President Donald Trump and his ninth hour pardons?
Trump is a bad president.
Absolutely.
So I want to say it was like in the last hour before he was supposed to get out and Biden get in, my man started firing off pardons, like 143.
Which is it's not uncommon pardons for presidents to do. I don't know.
It is not uncommon.
I don't know if the volume is any different than previous presidents in terms of hundreds of pardons, but we always question the pardons coming from the orange dude because he has no moral compass.
It was so I went through the list, and I pulled some notables.
Okay.
Let's start with the one that, to your credit, you saw coming. One Mr. Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah. I have to give it up for him. He worked the system. Now, will we still fuck with Wayne? Nah. But like I said, I respect it. If it were me, I'd have did the same thing. Sell out your people to get out of jail? Hey, man. Save your own ass. Hey, man. I can't fault him but so much, but still not fucking with him.
If everybody remembers, there were a string of events that led up to this pardon. Caught with a gun in Jersey, what was that, 2009, went to jail, is a felon, can't own a gun. Caught with a gun in 2019, boarding a private airplane. He told him it was his. He pled guilty to that charge in 2020. Prior to him pleading guilty, he pops up with Trump, shaking the hand, doing the thing, supporting Trump for president. Pleads guilty, then sells his catalog. Sells his catalog of music for $100 million. I think it was $100 million.
Damn.
And then gets a pardon. I'm not saying them last two things are connected. However, I will allow for my conspiracy theorists out there to roll with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see that he sold his catalog to somebody connected to Trump. Okay, you know, all those things. Hey, you do what you got to do. Wayne's a survivor, and you know, here's the picture he took with one Twitter fingers, adjusted a little bit, I guess. I mean, it looks a lot like how we saw it. So,
You know, not for nothing, the funniness of this picture aside, but not for nothing, you may not like him, but you're going to the White House to meet the president. You ain't got a tie. You ain't got a suit jacket. I mean, listen, you put on a too big sweatshirt.
Did Eazy-E wear a tie when he went to the Bush White House? No, it would be different if it was. It would be different if it was Barack
Eazy-E
Obama
going to get a pardon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, I mean, Eazy-E went there and it was like going in protest, basically, because they, if I understand the story correctly, they sent him an invite for a dinner at the White House, not realizing that, I guess, that Eric Wright and Eazy-E were the same person. And he got this, you know, he had been on the shit list of the FBI because of after police. And he's like, fuck it, I'm going. And went.
I probably would have went under those circumstances too. I ain't gonna lie. Gotcha.
Yeah, you expect to see me? Like, what? How did you get in? You invited me, motherfucker. That's like what you think. Surprise, motherfucker.
Moving down the list, one Mr. Kodak Black.
I have a theory about that one.
Just background. I don't know who the gentleman is, but background, he lied on a form to buy firearms. It's like 4 guns, and they threw his ass in jail for that. And he was pardoned. Now, the attorney who lobbied for his pardon is the same attorney that lobbied for Wayne's pardon. So he went in there and was like, let the black people free. Now, everybody was like, yay, Kodak Black is out of jail. He's free. Right. And I don't know if he was pardoned, actually. Was he pardoned or commuted?
Commuted.
He was pardoned.
His sentence was commuted.
Donald Trump for pardoning him on his last day in office.
Yeah, my theory about this is my theory about it.
Go ahead.
Knowing how racist Drumpf is, he didn't know the difference between the two. Thought it was the same person.
I don't even want to look at that picture. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to look at that picture. I won't even look at it.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the last picture, don't it? But yeah, you know, he probably couldn't tell the difference between Lil Wayne and Kodak Black and was like, it's the same person, right? They probably just showed him a picture. And he's
that picture upset the shit out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. That upset the fuck out of me.
Oh, he pardoned. He commuted his sentence. Yeah. But he's not out of he's not out of hot water yet. He's not out of hot water yet, though. Because he still has another case on the books that he could be going to jail for.
1st-degree criminal sexual conduct.
Yep.
In South Carolina.
Yep.
Now watch. He gonna get out, go to the strip club, and they gonna pick him up at the house for this shit that's hanging over him.
Yeah.
He's accused of sexual battery in a hotel room against a woman. They did not say her age, which says to me,
statutory.
She's probably young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I want to say good luck, but not really good luck. I don't know what to do with that one.
Kodak Black, while you are home. Enjoy your time. It won't be long.
You froze, bro.
Say what? Are you there?
Your video froze.
Oh shit.
There you go. You're back.
I don't know.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back. Yeah. I'll say, all right. Kodak Black, enjoy your time. It won't be long. Literally.
On the list of others on the list. I'm trying to find the name. One Mr. Michael Harris.
Don't know who that is.
In Snoop Dogg was pushing for Trump to pardon one Mr. Michael Harris. Michael Harris was one of the founders of Death Row Records.
Right.
President Trump commuted the sentence. Michael Harris is 59 years old. He served 30 years of a 25-year to life sentence for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. But they said he had an exemplary prison career. Say he want to get out. He want to live in peace. Just get a little job. Don't want to mess with nobody. Which after 30 years in prison, yeah, I can imagine he ain't trying to kick up no dust. He just want to go home.
I would hope there's some money waiting for him. If he helped put together Death Row Records, they made some money. There should be some money somewhere. Like Interscope should be holding on to some money. I doubt it, but because
tap dance shoes on. There were parties involved in the Death Row Records Interscope deal. Lots of money was spent and pushed around. Questionable actions with royalties and publishing. I doubt very seriously there's a nest egg. Now, do I think like Daz, Snoop, Corrupt, all of them cats will take care of them? Yeah. Because they're a loyal bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
So I think they'll take good care of them.
Even Dre, maybe. Because he was involved in the beginnings, the start up of Death Row. So yeah, maybe.
Continuing, because I pulled 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
One Miss Desiree Perez. Desiree Perez was arrested in 1994 for drug possession and in 98 for grand larceny and possession of a firearm.
Okay.
In 2019, she was named CEO of Rock Nation.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So how long has she been locked up?
I don't know if she was still locked up when they pardoned and did that, and it also doesn't say here if she was pardoned or commuted. It was probably pardoned.
She hadn't gone to trial yet then, or she went to trial and was awaiting sentencing maybe.
I don't know the particulars, but my guess would be that she went to trial, did time, got out, and went on about her life, and then got the pardon. Right. So that particular one was the one that made me say, what is the difference between a pardon and being commuted? And I searched, and these are the 4 main bullet points of a commutation, of being commuted. It's forgiveness versus reduction. Pardons forgive the defendant for the crime, while commutation only reduces the sentence.
Right.
So it says to me that she was likely pardoned. Acceptance. Prisoners must accept pardons, but some states allow commuted sentences without the prisoner's consent. Civil rights, and this is the big one. Unlike pardons, commutations don't restore the civil rights lost with the criminal conviction.
Wow. So you still can't vote.
Pardon wipes the slate clean. Commute, we'll cut your sentence down, or we'll cut your sentence, or whatever. If you had to pay money or whatever, we'll get rid of that, but you still are a goddamn criminal.
Right.
And then the last bullet, basis. Prisoners usually earn commutation through good behavior, while pardons can be issued for a wide variety of reasons, some of which may be purely political.
Okay.
I just got a nice little education today. So these are the 2. Here's another one. Oh, Casey Erlacher. He was pardoned after being named in a grand jury indictment in 2020 and being accused of helping to run an illegal offshore gambling business. Erlacher faced 2 counts in the case, each of which had carried a potential prison sentence of 5 years. He currently serves as the mayor of Mettawa, Illinois.
Oh, shit.
You did all that dumb shit. They elected you mayor. Go on, just live your life. It's all good.
Yeah. Wow.
Former U.S. Representative Rick Renzi of Arizona was granted a full pardon. In 2013, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for extortion, bribery, insurance fraud, money laundering, and racketeering in a public corruption case. Served 3 terms in the House. One Mr. Kwame Kilpatrick.
Oh, I remember him. The hip hop mayor. Detroit, right?
Former mayor of Detroit. Yep. He had his 28-year sentence commuted.
Oh, I mean, he'll be back. He'll be back running for public office again.
Just so for people who don't know who he is, he pleaded guilty to obstruction of justice and resigned from office as part of a plea deal in 2008 following a pay-to-play scheme in which he and his father took kickbacks and bribes to steer city businesses to certain contractors. He initially served 99 days in prison, but then served an additional year for violating his probation and was released in 2011. So what was the point of commuting it? He probably had to pay
that,
fines.
And he may have still been on probation. So anything you do can send you back to jail. So
former Republican National Committee finance chair and one of Trump's top fundraisers was pardoned, Mr. Elliot Brody. Stephen Bannon.
Oh,
Trump's
Steve
former
Bannon?
chief strategist in the White House.
But wait a minute. Was he picked up on something? No, or not yet? Was this one of those preemptive pardons?
He was in charge of the final months of his 2016 presidential campaign and was indicted in August along with 3 others on wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy charges. Prosecutors allege that Bannon's crowdfunding We Build the Wall campaign raised more than $25 million from Trump supporters and used hundreds of thousands for personal expenses.
Of course he did.
Of course. Who else is it? It was another one. I'm saving those 2 for last because another ex-member of Congress, the California Republican, was sentenced to 8 years in prison for bribery and was released in 2013.
What's his name?
He received a conditional pardon. His name, one Mr. Randall Duke Cunningham.
Okay.
Bill K. Capri, that's Kodak Black, Kwame Kilpatrick, Rick Renzi, got all of those. Chris Young. Chris Young was pardoned for his nonviolent drug offense in a conspiracy case and had served over 10 years of sentence. He has initially been given a life sentence. Oh, this is the guy, Kim Kardashian West had been advocating for his release.
Okay.
All right. Last 2 that I found of interest, particular interest. One, Mr. David Barron. Trump commuted the sentence of David Barron, who was sentenced to life in prison, in addition to 20 years for a drug conspiracy charge. In 2017, President Barack Obama commuted his life term to a 30-year sentence. So Barack started it, Trump finished it.
He gave him a full pardon. He gave him a full pardon, or he commuted the sentence.
He commuted the rest of his sentence.
So okay.
So I wonder why Barack didn't just commute his full sentence.
Probably because he deserved to do some time.
Fair enough. Dude's got 6 kids, maintaining exemplary prison record, yada, yada, yada. Now, contrast that to one Miss Jonathan Braun, or one Mr. Jonathan Braun.
I'm about to say, you said miss. Oh, ooh.
Freudian slip. They probably call him Miss in jail.
Like they'll do for Lindsey Graham when he goes.
Braun imported marijuana worth approximately $1.76 billion into the U.S. from 2008 to 2010, according to Customs and Border Protection documents, including 2,200 pounds in one single incident. He pleaded guilty in 2011 and served 5 years of a 10-year sentence for conspiracy to import marijuana and to commit money laundering. Trump commuted his sentence. Now, why do I mention Mr. Jonathan Braun versus Mr. David Barron?
Why?
Mr. Jonathan Braun brought in $1.76 billion of illegal marijuana into the U.S. in 2 years. And he got 10 years.
Mm.
My dude, David Barron, was up on conspiracy. Like, he was thinking about doing some shit. And that dude got life plus 20.
Okay. Can I ask, are these black or white men?
David Barron is a black man. Jonathan Braun is, I think, a Jewish gentleman.
And who got the heavier sentence?
The black gentleman.
Fitz. Wow.
I ain't saying, but I'm saying.
Yeah.
He would have been better off just doing it. Jesus.
I'm curious to know how he got the pardon though, or how he got the commuted sentence from Twitter fingers, because there was reports that Giuliani was selling him off. They were selling off pardons and to the highest bidder type thing, which makes sense for why as a person that's not on your list. What's his name?
I've got the full list pulled up.
The Tiger King, Joe Exotic.
Oh, he was on there?
No, he didn't get it.
I was like, I don't remember seeing his name.
He was hopeful. His lawyers, they had a limo out waiting for him, and cameras and shit waiting for him to come out. Like, yes, we go. He's coming home. He was all excited. He was probably in jail going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, wait, I'm not going?
And then they were like, fuck you. Tonight.
Again.
Oh, boy.
It was
I just thought it was interesting to go through that list. I mean, it's a few. The Albert J. Pirro Jr., the husband of one Miss Janine Pirro, who is a Fox News host.
Oh, yeah. She's
person was granted a full pardon.
Janine Pirro is a fucking lunatic, by the way. Albert was convicted on conspiracy and tax evasion charges in 2000.
So yeah, it really led me to question, why does the president have pardon powers anyway? Like, but I didn't get an opportunity to research that and what the thought of the founding fathers were when they were like, we want to make sure you have the right to pardon people. Or if the founding fathers ever came up with that, if that was something that was
added,
established later on down the road, I don't know. But
maybe
I probably will be doing that research over the next few days.
It's like a perk. They didn't figure a lunatic would have the power then and be contemplating pardoning themselves. Also, that wasn't on the list. He didn't do it because he was advised. I'm sure they had to scream it in his head 20 times. If you do this, you will open yourself up to some other shit you don't want to do.
Just get some good lawyers and fight it, bro.
Because to accept the pardon, you have to accept responsibility of a crime was committed by you. Yes, I committed a crime. I accept the pardon. I watched a video of Joe what was his? He was a lawyer. Joe Arpaio. He was the former county sheriff in, what state is that? New Mexico, I believe it was. He was pardoned by Trump early, like when he was testing out his pardoning powers. He was convicted of, hang on, I can pull it up. Contempt court conviction. Where's this conviction? Hang on. There's election law violations and abuse of power. He had prisoners wearing like pink to like humiliate them and out in tents in the heat in New Mexico, and it was a whole bunch of shit. And they were targeting Latino Americans, questioning if, they gave the right to stop and question if you were a citizen of the United States or whatever, if you appeared to be a Latino or whatever the case, which is all violation of Constitution and a bunch of other laws. And it was held up. And, a judge basically, and I'm going off memory, so people, if I don't get it exactly correct, please don't shoot me. But I have the gist of it. I believe there was a court order for him to stop doing something, and he continued doing and violated the law. And he was convicted for that. He was running for office again, and I think he ended up losing. But Trump pardoned his he pardoned him, completely pardoned him, right? And I watched there was a clip of him on CNN, and watch him learn that he accepted responsibility of the crime by accepting the pardon. He was like, no, I'm sorry, I have to pull it up. Because it's fucking fascinating.
Look, while you're hunting that down, we reported last week that there was backlash with Vogue magazine for putting Kamala Harris on the cover in blue jeans and a blazer. They have since said, all right, well, we're sorry. And they're doing a limited run of that same magazine with her in a powder blue business suit. And they're going to release that for a limited time only for people who were upset by the blue jeans and blazer. So just an update. Oh, and another update, because I love closing the loop on stuff. One Miss Meg the Stallion lost her shit on the interwebs last week because a rumor started that charges had been dropped against Tory Lanez. It is completely untrue. Tory Lanez's people came out and said, that ain't true. But that did not stop one Meg the Stallion from just popping completely off on the interwebs.
Yeah,
so,
she mad.
Latest updates and old stories.
She probably mad because she can't wear open toe shoes no more. Too soon? Too soon?
No, it's funny. It is not too soon. They done took the stitches out. Once the stitches come out, we can tell jokes.
Yeah, she's right. If you don't remember, we had some audio of the incident between Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
I'm not playing with you. I will blow that little black, gnarled, crusty, dead motherfucker the fuck off your foot. Now put the razor away.
You must be crazy to pull your gun on me.
You gonna be the nine-toe having this limping this bitch in Harlem.
That's Tory Lanez.
Well, go ahead. Shoot, here it is. There it is. Shoot, quick, go ahead. Take your best shot. Oh,
I'm sorry, it's still funny as hell to me.
It's pretty goddamn funny.
But I found the clip of Joe Arpaio learning about his sentence. Hang on, let me see. Theater mode.
Let me ask you another important question, because you brought up this unusual but lawful pardon that you received from the president. As you know, when you take a pardon, you're admitting guilt. Why did you take that pardon and admit guilt?
I didn't admit guilt. I said I was not guilty, and I say it today.
But you accepted the pardon, and you know under the law that is an admission of guilt.
No, I don't know about that. You have to talk to the legal scholars about that.
Let me talk to you, and I'll give you, sir, let me talk to you, and I'll give you a chance to respond. Supreme Court verdict v. United States. This is the Supreme Court talking. It's their view that is the law, not anyone's opinion, mine or yours. And they say, quote, a pardon implies guilt and acceptance of a confession of it. Do you understand that that's the legal implication of what you did by accepting that pardon?
The president, I'm not a lawyer, thank God, but the president can make any decision he wants on a pardon. And I'm not going to argue about what your decision is. I'm sure his lawyers have reviewed it.
Well, sir, but let's not hide behind lawyers. This is pretty basic. I think the viewers can exactly understand what's going on. If someone, I'm not even going to say you, but if someone were offered a pardon for a murder they didn't commit, their first response might be, I didn't do it. I don't need a pardon for that murder. You do understand, under Supreme Court law, and as a sheriff, you may not be a lawyer, but you are obligated to uphold the law, and you're running for the Senate now to write the laws, that's what that means, and you accepted that pardon.
This is I'm not going to get into the law again. This was a misdemeanor, the same as a barking dog as far as the time is concerned. A contempt of court, which was very unusual to begin with. So I'm not going to argue that. I'm telling you that I'm not guilty of that. I believe we were doing some type of appeal on that pardon. We're not appealing a pardon, but we're doing an appeal on the conviction. The conviction. I was found guilty by a judge who refused to give me a jury trial.
You get the point. You get the point.
God bless Ari Melber.
Love
God bless Ari Melber.
Yeah.
Thank you for exposing him. Do not vote for him to be in the Senate. I was listening to him talk and I was getting scared.
Yeah, that's old. He lost. He didn't get, and I'm sure he'll try it again, but he lost.
Okay, good. God.
But yeah, that was the him learning that he accepted his guilt. No, I didn't. I'm not guilty. But you accepted the pardon, which means you accepted the guilt, and that's Twitter Fingers crew. That's the kind of people he run with. That's that, he doesn't. Whew.
Oh my God.
I got one more for you. There's a proposed law in Oklahoma to include a certain animal. Are you familiar with this story by any chance?
I am not.
Okay. Oklahoma State Rep Justin Humphrey has introduced a real-life bill called the Oklahoma Wildlife Commission to establish an official Bigfoot hunting season complete with license and tags. So it will be legal to hunt for Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, if you will. Humphrey also says he wants people.
Who is this? Who is this person?
He's State Representative Justin Humphrey is his name. He also says he wants people to trap Bigfoot instead of killing it, and hopes to create $25,000 bounty for the first person to catch the creature. So they were looking.
And I got $3,000 for the first person to send me pictures of the Loch Ness Monster.
Listen, it's all fun and games until, Shaq fits the description and they shoot him. Like, it's all fun and games. So to my NFL and NBA brothers, stay out of Oklahoma.
Don't go in the woods.
If you're over 6 feet and black, it's already hunting season. Now they're gonna say, I thought it was a Bigfoot.
Look, they got bigger fish to fry than a goddamn Bigfoot hunting thing. Anyway, yeah. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just going to laugh at it. I'm going to take it as humor, and I'm yeah okay. Speaking of Shaq, Shaq is teaming up with the Henry County Sheriff's Department here in Georgia, down in McDonough, and he is going to be named the Director of Community Relations for the Sheriff's Office, which is kind of awesome.
That's
right?
awesome.
Shaq, that dude he not only puts his money where his mouth is, he puts his time where his mouth is. And he physically goes in the community, does stuff and helps out. And he has been like an honorary sheriff in
Miami,
Arizona, Florida, California. So
yeah,
he does. I think he always wanted to be a cop or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see where this is a bad move. I mean,
no, it's excellent.
Thank you, Shaq,
yeah,
for doing that. That's
absolutely
awesome.
And I mean, he has to make Bigfoots all over the world proud as well. I'm staying on the
Do
Bigfoot
you remember when we were in the old building at Hot back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there the day Shaq came?
Yes.
That dude is massive. Like you see him on TV and he's big, but when you see him in person, he's like, he's huge, a huge human.
There are not
massive humans.
There are people. I'm 6'5". There are humans taller than me, but not usually. You know, I don't run into them often. I'm not around NBA players often, right? Shaq made me feel really short. And he's kind of, he's got a stocky build back, he's gotten bigger since then. But he was just, just humongous. And then to see his actual shoe.
Yes.
That's why
he autographed a shoe and gave it to the station. And I think we were auctioning it off for some charity or something.
It was like size 20.
That thing was, his shoe was as long as my arm. It was insane. I shook his hand. I could not see my hand. It was like my hand just disappeared. It was just like, what the fuck?
I wear size 13 shoe. That's a pretty big foot. Sometimes I can't find my size in shoes, but imagine having to look for a size 20 and you're not in the NBA. He had to play ball.
Poor mama.
He had to play ball.
Trying to buy clothes for him. Oh, that poor lady.
Again, I'm 6'5". Laying in a king size bed, my feet still hang off the bottom. I have to sleep diagonally just so I can fit on the damn bed. Shaq could fit. Has to have a custom made king size bed of some sort or whatever to be able to be comfortable. I'm just saying, I'm glad my height stopped at 6'5".
He's a big man.
Yes.
Good dude though.
Yeah.
So kudos to Shaq for doing that, man. I love to see that kind of stuff happen, man. I live for that.
Yeah.
When people do and make change. So
yeah. That's what's up. Shaq.
You want to talk about this Porsha Williams thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna tread lightly though, because I'm quick to hit the "ho sit down" button.
We got hit for copyright on that, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
YouTube was like, nah.
And I'm sure. I'm sure Macy was like, "Oh shit, somebody remembered my record."
Oh, yes, I would like to open this link. So there's audio. Why don't we play the audio and then talk about it?
Okay.
How about that?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it going to bring up the Twitter page? Okay.
Let's see if I can help out a little bit on this. So
I think this is it. Ishnishan.
I got it.
I picked him. I knew. I was like, oh, he got his own place. Look, the leg started right here. Okay, the leg was right here, Laura. I was like, oh, he got his own place. He got his own business. Oh, he ain't got no kids. Oh, he want marriage. Oh, he want to be with me. He said I'm cute. Pregnant me. Ain't nothing wrong with cocktails or tails, okay? That's how you make a baby, Gary.
Right.
Okay?
That's right.
Baby, some people criticize you, Porsha Honey, for sharing that.
All right, we'll stop there. What are your thoughts, sir?
laugh and joke a lot. I get that she's poking fun and you know, but yeah, she has a point. You know, that there are some women that, you know, wind up pregnant by accident or purpose or whatever by a person that they're, you know, not going to be with for forever, or not going to be around, or is not interested in being around, or whatever the case, or not qualified. You know, there's a whole bunch of, you know, and then there are women that actually, you know, think like that, but on a more sinister level, to try to trap a dude to stay with a baby or whatever the case. So I get what she's trying to say. I'm not always very impressed by Miss Williams. That's the best way I can say it. You know,
I'm just curious about how much money this brother has. So the gentleman in question is one Mr. Dennis McKinley. He's a businessman, and I am looking up his net worth for 2020. I don't know what year she got pregnant or when they had their baby. American businessman, entrepreneur, has a net worth of $10 million. He's the CEO of QueenVirginRemy.com. So here's what I think about what she had to say. From a 30,000 foot view, ladies, if you are considering being with a man, if you are considering having children with that man, if you're considering building a partnership and a relationship with a man, you should make sure that he has a job.
Stable.
It would help if,
absolutely.
If he was financially stable. She said he wants to be married. He likes me. I don't see anything wrong with her criteria or the criteria that she presented. What I'm missing is what she was bringing. Because she made a unilateral decision to pick this man to make a baby with him, but she didn't say nothing about, here's what I'm going to provide him. It was all of what he was going to provide her.
Well, I mean, okay, but that's his job to do. That's what he has to, like, she's running down the list of, okay, she has this, and this, and this. She knows what she has, what it is. You know, women in general, they'll size you up, and they know they already know what they have or don't have, and they're choosing you based on whatever choices they are. It's up to men to do the same thing.
Yes, 100%. Men take that to heart, right? Vet past how cute she is, because that's how she's vetting you, right? I didn't hear her say anything about how kind he was. I didn't hear her say anything about how loving he was. I didn't hear anything about how well they got along, what the chemistry was like, even though I hate that word chemistry, but what the chemistry was like. I heard a list of relatively superficial things, which, to close the loop on the conversation about dating 20-somethings exclusively, sounds particularly predatory to me. So how she presented it sounds kind of predatory, which is, I think, why people were like, oh, girl, right?
Right. But that goes back to what I said about, like, there are women that do think that way and are very aware of what a man has and what he can offer her, and will hone in on that. You know what I mean? For those reasons exclusively.
Yes.
You know? And
yeah.
it's up to men to, it's up to men and young brothers. Something my mom used to tell me, you have to be careful who you get with. Some women will consider you a great catch and try to trap you based on your potential or what you have or what you're gonna have, which is why, brothers in the NBA or NBA potentials have to have people around to go, nah, we not. They have to have blockers to go, nah. We ain't coming
Your
around. Your
mother was she's such a wise woman. She has a wonderful way with words. See, my aunt said something very similar, but it was a little more colorful.
Okay.
She said, my aunt used to tell us, me and my brother, because my aunt didn't have any sons. She only had girls. She would say, you can roll around in the mud with pigs, but you get all dirty and they have all the fun.
Damn. Damn. I like your aunt. That's funny.
My aunt's hardcore, dude.
And
she is
insightful.
hardcore. Always has been.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You get dirty, make it fun.
She was telling me this before I was even a teenager, dude. She was, it was some information coming. But no, look, just like I said, from 30,000 foot view, I don't see anything wrong. I just ladies, when you're building these lists and you're doing this and you're going public with it, if you want to attract a certain type of guy who is interested in you for you, then start including in your conversations what you bring to the table. Because despite what's being said, you just being there is not enough to get that kind of guy that you want.
That's funny. I saw a meme. I wish I think I saved it. I probably can't pull it up right now as quick as I want to. But there were like 4 pictures of women, separate pictures in super tight outfits or whatever the case, all with their ass turned towards the camera. The background there was one that was standing in front of a bed. There was one that was like in a kitchen. There was one that was, but the backgrounds, the apartments that they were in or homes they were in looked pretty barren in the background. And the caption said, when you have nothing else to offer. I was like, wow, that's, wow.
It was, oh my God. Again, to bring up Patrice O'Neal, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but it was fantastic. So he did before he passed away, he did a show called The Black Phillip Show. And it was a relationship show. He would give advice primarily to men. And he had a woman sitting in, kind of co-hosting. Mm-hmm. And he asked her, he said, if you lost your arms and legs, what could you do for your man? Mm-hmm. And I think the chick said something like, well, I got my mouth. And he said, and I'm going to find this and link to it. He said, see, look at you. That's what you think of you. Mm. He's like, I didn't say sexually. You could have said, learn about football and watch football with you. Learn how to play video games with my feet, my mouth or something, right? He was like, you could have said a number of things that you brought to the table, but you think about you that way. And I think he even used that as in one of his stand-ups, but.
Hang on. I think, okay.
Yeah.
Is this the clip? I found something. It's labeled Patrice O'Neal's Great Question to Women.
Let me ask you a question. Here's a question. Here's a good, serious question. Okay, ladies, if you didn't have a vagina.
That's it.
Like, say it was a terrible train accident, right? And the doctor was like, we have to remove your pussy right away or you're gonna die. How would you keep your man past, you get a 2-month guilty, I can't leave the bitch right away because you just lost a pussy in a train accident. Can't just walk right out on him. How would you keep your man past that if you didn't have a vagina?
Shrugged your shoulder.
Wow. Nothing? You can talk. You can talk. Suck his dick. Okay. Mouth. Asshole. Okay, great. You see what I'm saying? Now, I've been getting pussy beamed the whole show, right? But I give women the opportunity to say, I'm going to make myself worth more. But You just classified yourself as a series of holes, but I'm supposed to treat you special, but you're just a bunch of holes to yourself.
I love him.
There's the clip.
The world is a sadder place without him in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal. Very funny dude. Oh my God, his perspective.
Oh, that was fantastic.
You just classified.
I don't even remember why I went down that rabbit hole, but that's just
a bunch of
awesome
holes.
Just wait till your wife hears this part of the show. Hi, Kaylee.
Yeah. Oh boy. Hey, that sounds like a good place to end things.
Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you check in with us on socials at Unpopin Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Get with us via email. You can shoot us an email at unpopinshow@gmail.com. And of course, unpoppin.com or unpopinshow.com, whichever you like. They both work.
Yep.
Pop them into the address bar on your internet browser or on your phone and visit us. Join the Unpoppin community. And I think that's all I got. I think we're done here.
Hey, man, have fun with all your holes. That's all.
I need to go find some holes. I need new holes. I'm going hole hunting. How's that?
Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are just jokes.
No, they ain't, niggas. Hey, bro, you single. You go hole hopping.
Need a daily dose of jokes? Like, subscribe, smash the notification button, and you'll get jokes in your inbox basically every week.
Absolutely. Because we like cats. No, that's the wrong. God damn it.